Hey Librans, welcome to your weekly reading for the week of July the 7th. Yeah, July the 7th. Thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well. Let's see what's coming through for you. You can use this for your sun, moon, and rising sign. And if you want to book a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email to schedule a reading, okay? All right, Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Librans. All right, Librans, your cards are Magician, Five of Cups, Four of Swords, and the Star card. Okay, so you have Magician and the Star, two major arcana cards for this week. The star card here has to do with self-care. This is the week where it could be that you are staying away from the noise. When I said noise, what I mean is things that are disturbing, things that are not helpful. So it doesn't have to, it's both external as well as internal. Okay, so it also has to do with our own thoughts and worrisome thoughts, things like that. That's also a noise. So with both these cards, it feels like you are taking care of yourself. You are aware of what's going on internally, and you are being kind to yourself, being gentle to yourself, and doing something that's helping you create that sense of balance in your life. Gratitude is also what this energy is about. And also you are staying away from things that are not helpful, so that's nice. So this is also where you are being idealistic, Libra. So that is something to be mindful of, because when I said that, what I really mean is you are looking at the positives. It could be, whatever the case may be. So it could be relationship, it could be, your career, it could be place of living, it could be, so because you are in gratitude, so you are only looking at the brighter side of things. However, that can also lead to some disappointments here because so what happens is, like, you don't want to settle for less, when we only see the brighter things. For instance, if it's a relationship, you are only looking at the positive sides, the positive attributes of that person. So when that happens, we tend to overgive. We tend to be the one who is always doing the hard stuff, and we also make excuses for others' inabilities, and so things like that. Does that make sense? If yes, let me know in the comments. So this can also happen in other areas of your life. For instance, your career, the services that you offer, things like that. With the star card, sometimes we put ourselves at the bottom of the list, so just be aware when it comes to negotiations. For instance, it could be an interview for some of you, or it could be some other areas of your life. So you also want to think about yourself: what is best for me, what works for me, and is this something that I really want to do? Do I have time? How am I feeling about things? These are the things that we need to ask. Guilty as charged, by the way, but we need to remember to put ourselves first. So that is something the card is reminding you. This has to do with perfectionist tendencies, idealistic tendencies. So we tend to you don't want to settle for less, and you don't want to put yourself on the bottom of the list. But because you have Three of Swords as well underneath this, okay, so that can lead to, and you also have Five of Cups, so that can lead to some disappointment. So it's important this is where you are keeping silent. You are not talking about things, you are accepting things as they are. However, with both these energies, and because you also have this, it's important to talk about things. It's important to bring up things that you are concerned about. It's important to ask for what you want, and things like that. So that is important, okay, something to be mindful of. So these are your cards: Magician, Five of Cups, and Four of Swords. So with the Magician's energy, this is where you are manifesting. So what is it that you are manifesting? Because this is the next card. So manifestation going wrong, Libra. Communication is the key, Librans. That's what I want to say. This is where you are putting something for another day. Procrastination. So if there is something important, it's equally important you take initiative, take action. Since you have the Magician's card, what I want to remind you is pay close attention to your own intuition. Yeah, this is high intuition, psychic awareness, dreams, things like that. So pay attention to your intuition, and also just be aware of what's going on internally when it comes to thoughts and feelings. So you want to keep your thoughts positive and stay optimistic about things. And whenever you find yourself dwelling in something that went wrong, something that's not going well for you, it's important you direct your focus towards things that are that are working well for you. So here with Five of Cups, there are these two cups standing, still standing, and that represents something that you can be grateful for. So it's important to look around and pay attention to understand what this is for you. Yes, Four of Swords. This is also where if you have been struggling to get something done, struggling to figure things out, this is where you are just letting it go. You are like, okay, no more struggle, I'm done with struggling. This is acceptance. So this is where you are just focusing on you, what brings you happiness, joy, peace, sanity, things like that, and you are staying away from everything else. So let's see what's coming through on the oracle cards. So I'm reading for next week, the week of July 7th. Yeah, on July 7th is when the planet Uranus moves into the sign of Gemini. Uranus is a planet of unconventional ideas, freedom, things like that. So if you are coming across something that's disappointing, then the card is reminding you what is it that you can do to create a change. What needs to happen, what needs to go, and so what is the solution here is what the card is reminding you. So this could mean taking action, okay, and making some decisions there, and taking action and moving in the right direction. So this is water under the bridge, Libra. So it's gone. This is also where you are contemplating on things. With all these cards here, this is where you are taking time to reflect, contemplate. This is a period of soul searching for you. It could be that you are asking yourself questions, you are doubting yourself, or it could also be you asking yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Am I living my best life? Is there something that needs my attention? Things like that, all these questions. So sometimes we need to sit with the questions, that's what you are doing here. And it's not about figuring things out right at that moment, and you are not doing that either. So yeah, sometimes it's important to just reflect on the questions and setting some intentions, and then it's important to then pay attention to what the insights we are coming across, the synchronicities, signs, things like that, because when we set that intention, and when we then we will be guided in the right direction. Don't ask me how. Universe works in mysterious ways. It's all about asking ourselves questions, setting intentions, and then staying open to what we are coming across, and paying close attention to our own intuition as well. And then it's also important to take action, when something feels right. Yeah, that's what you are doing here with the Magician and the Star card. A new path is opening up for you, Libra. With the Star card, what I'm getting is this is a new vision. You might have to let go of something here, but you are also moving in the right direction. The path is clear, is what I want to say. The path is lit. With both these cards, Libra, this is also the week when you might come across some memories, something that it could be a current situation that you are coming across, or it could also be past memories. And you are seeing those experiences in a new light. Sometimes we have to look back in order to move forward with clarity. So this is where you are looking back to understand what transpired, what happened, and what are the lessons here, so you can then integrate them and move forward. If you have lost someone, this is also where the healing is happening. So maybe for some of you, it could be that you are staying away from social circle, and spending some time alone to process your emotions and take care of yourself, if that is something that you are coming across. For some, it could also be you going through a breakup or things like that. Okay. So Libra, your message is release resentments about money. Yes, something needs to be released here. So there is a release happening. For some, this is, like I mentioned, this is where you are seeing certain things, past experiences, situations that you had to go through in a new light, and that's helping you release. So it could be emotions that you have been holding on to. It could be forgiveness for some of you, things like that. So this is where you are feeling lighter, because all the heavy is gone now. And yes, Four of Swords, this is also where you are with all these cards this week. It feels like a slow, peaceful week. Peace is what I'm saying. So with Four of Swords, this is where you are not thinking about things. You are not getting your mind involved. This is where you are listening to your own intuition, your feelings, things like that. And so this is also a great time to take care of things, Libra. The reason why I'm saying is because, when sometimes it's not the task that is exhausting. Sometimes the thoughts about the task, our duties, our work, that is exhausting, right? So this is where you are not thinking, so that means it will be possible for you to take care of whatever it is that you are coming across easily, effortlessly, moving from one thing to the next. So because you are not getting your mind involved, you are not overly thinking about things, So a great time if you want to take care of some difficult task. But if there is something, if you are buying something, then just know, like, it's important to, like, for instance, if you are making a big investments, and if you are buying something, then this is where I'm seeing a little bit you feeling disappointed. So before you put your money, I don't see, there are no money cards here, so I'm not sure it's showing up here. So for some, it may have something to do with the energetic investments, um, expectations, or it could also be financial for some of you. But what I'm seeing is disappointment. So just be aware of that. Maybe postpone them. That's what you are doing here, postponing things. Okay, so the message is, yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool you can use to better the world, and this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. Yes. So, whatever the situation is here, so this for some, so know if this has something to do with yeah, again, investing in the right things, um, whatever that means for you. So investing in the right things, and maybe that will help you find the right solutions. So taking action is important. Yes, on the 7th, we have Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini, which has to do with unconventional thinking and freedom. That's what I'm seeing here, freedom. You freeing yourself from everything that is holding you back, something that's not helpful anymore. And then we, on the 10th, we have full moon happening in the sign of Capricorn. And full moon is also the time when we come across new information, new insights. Our intuition is also strong around that time, so just be aware of what's happening. And on the 13th, we have Saturn retrograde happening in the sign of Aries. Aries is your opposite sign, and Saturn is all about commitments, discipline, things like that. So we might feel a little bit restricted because it's a retrograde. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. You feeling held back, disappointed, something like that. So this is where you want to just take it easy and not worry about things much, and you will know what to do once this energy dissipates, and we also are in Mercury retrograde. The actual retrograde happens on the 17th, but we are in shadow period now. So Mercury has to do with communication and technology. So we might come across some challenges around that in that area. For instance, it could be phone lines, or it could be, if you are trying to, maybe the websites are slow. Like if you are trying to, get something done, maybe it's very slow. It could be the websites. It could be, things like that, or it could be phone lines, the things like that, or it could also be interpersonal relationships, our communication. So that is one area that we need to focus on to make sure there are no misunderstandings. This is a misunderstanding, so we have to be extra cautious to make sure there are no misunderstandings. We are communicating clearly, and if we are sending out emails, messages, things like that, we also want to check with the person if they have received the emails, and if there is anything important that you are sending out, just remember to recheck to make sure everything is there, so there are no back and forths. But if you come across something like that, then it's about just taking it easy. Having patience is important, and remaining flexible is important. So there you go, Librans. That's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Please remember to watch the moon and the rising sign as well. And if you want to book a personal reading, remember my email is in the description box below. Send me an email. Thank you so much. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye-bye.